Hey, you guys, welcome to another episode of the District 3 podcast. This is episode 278, and this is Elena.
And I'm Miggs.
And this is Irvin.
Dude, I can't say it without saying, and I'm Miggs.
You know, and I was wondering, like, because you say, and I'm Miggs, do you ever want to change that? Do you ever want it to be something else?
No, I like it.
No, I like it. I think it's like a little signature thing.
It
right
is.
there. And also, like, I remember, like...
But it was weird having you not be last.
Yeah. And,
right?
And I also,
it's almost like it doesn't give enough.
And I remember, like the way that I say it, too, and I'm Miggs, it's like, it's not like my name is, it's like...
Yeah,
And
a
I'm
slogan.
I am him.
Damn. But
We are here today on a late night.
I didn't open my kombucha beforehand.
Oh, there
Well, that
goes.
wasn't that loud, but I put it right up to the mic.
Yeah.
So the people at home could hear it.
Some ASMR, but you were talking the entire time.
Happy Thanksgiving.
yeah, this episode's coming out on Thanksgiving. So if you're listening to this right when it gets posted, it's Thanksgiving Day. Hopefully you're off of work. Some people are still forced to work, unfortunately. Like, don't like retail stores still have to like work?
I work. No, retail stores, they stay closed for the most part, but then they have to go in really late, like midnight, for Black Friday stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's Black Friday is this Friday. Huh? I didn't even think about that.
Oh, it's always after Thanksgiving.
Is there anything that y'all are eyeing for Black Friday at the moment?
Nah, man.
You have everything you got? I mean, you have
Yeah.
everything you want? I mean,
I'm just impatient person.
No
I can't-
70-inch in the bedroom?
I already have a 70-inch in the bedroom.
yeah. And you said a 75-inch in the living room as
Yeah,
well, right?
which I'm kind of upset about. Like, I kind of wish I would have got like an 80-inch just so there'd be like a bigger difference. But I got a small living room, so it's already like.
Yeah, it already looks
Yeah.
huge.
Do you watch TV a lot, Miggs?
I want to say that recently I have been watching a lot of.
What
TV.
have you been watching?
Man, what have I been watching? I just finished that Cobra Kai.
Ooh,
Oh, I
that was
watched
a good
Twister
one.
the movie.
Okay, I
Me
was
too.
about to
Me too.
watch that
We
today.
watch the same things?
Yeah, and and
Wow.
that was crazy just because it was like it was about these what do they call it, meteorologists? I guess they're not meteorologists, storm chasers.
Storm
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
different. And then they go down to Oklahoma, and then all of a sudden here comes the badasses, and they're from fucking Arkansas.
That
bro.
threw me
that's what
off.
I heard.
Yeah.
I did not
Well,
expect
did you
that.
guys know that Northwest Arkansas, like the area that we live and like other parts of the Ozarks, have one of the hardest like reporting for weather?
Oh, why is that?
Because of how like there's hills and like whatnot, it makes it harder to tell what the weather is. That's why they can never tell with like tornadoes and stuff. It changes really rapidly in this
Wow.
area.
Well, we can ask. We're in process of confirming an interview with Chief Meteorologist Dan Scoff
Oh,
from
Danny.
KNWA.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good like topic to just talk about all
Yeah,
these
yeah,
different
No, and
things.
it is hard, and it is in the actual weather here. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
in California every day.
It's just sunny. yeah.
Sunny and breezy.
I mean, it's sprinkling outside, and it wasn't like that earlier, so
Yeah.
it just started.
That movie was cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too. I felt like it was a real movie.
And I
Don't
guess
ruin it.
It's not really a spoiler. Well, this is not really a spoiler. It's kind of like
There is a tornado in it.
it's
Boom,
like,
spoiled.
damn. It's a semi spoiler, but it's not really a spoiler. The way that they made that guy, I forgot his name.
The hot one?
Yeah, Glenn Powell. What's his name on in the movie?
I don't know. Let's call him Hottie.
You just know he was high. The way they made him seem like he was like a hole, and then he was
yeah.
actually like a nice guy. That was crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's not really a spoiler, but it's just one of those things.
Well,
where-
besides Twister, Cobra Kai, what's the last one? What's
Ooh,
something recent?
Cobra Kai though, that fight scene where everybody just like
I was upset when it like.
don't do any spoilers though, because there's people still haven't watched
Yeah,
it.
but I mean, just kind of like you think it's over because it's like the final season or
And
whatever.
Cobra Kai is like a series show, right?
And I think it's
Doesn't it have like 3 seasons, or is it? A movie?
a
this-
series.
Yeah,
I
like
they said
series.
series.
Oh,
This final season is divided in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So we're already
Yeah.
we just passed
But
the
that's what
last.
upset me because it was the final season, and then we get to the last episode, and then it's like, last episode coming out soon. It's like, no.
my parents really liked Cobra Kai. Like they were on it whenever it first was out on Netflix. I remember that, and so I've like just seen whatever they've watched. But I
I
haven't
was on
watched
it when it was on YouTube. Because it came out on YouTube first as like a red, what do they call YouTube Red series or something like that?
Really?
And it was like you have to pay like $2 or I forgot how much it was to watch the series, and it was like on the second season. And then out of nowhere, when it was in the second season, they were like, "Oh, we're going to Netflix," and it was and like everybody started watching it. But I like to say, I kind of watched it before it was cool. You know?
Okay, okay.
I did watch the Karate Kid like back when it came out. I think I don't know when it came out.
1989 maybe.
You know what?
Okay.
88.
Jasper and I had
So maybe-
steamed buns for the
Were you
first
born
time.
then?
I was, but like maybe later. Yeah.
With
Anyway,
that-
I was a
You
little
probably,
kid.
you probably watched in the
With
mid
the-
90s.
Yeah, somewhere in the 90s.
With the Karate Kid thing, the other day we had steamed buns, and Jasper's like, "This is what they be practicing in the karate shows, picking up the steamed buns."
That's funny.
And so,
The Karate Kid, like, it came out in the 80s, right? And then what is this, like, maybe from its original time, like 40 years later right now? That's wild that they're still, like, doing the same,
yeah,
like, it's the same actors. Because they're always bringing back people from, like, the late 80s movies and stuff to the show. And you're just like, bruh, the only person that was missing, and I'm upset that this never happened, they never brought back Julie-san, the girl from the Karate Kid 4, to be part of Cobra Kai. Like, she was the only main character they did not bring for Cobra Kai.
Well, there's still one more episode left.
I doubt them. So unless they're gonna have her like be a pregnant character, because she was pregnant during the time they were filming the last season. So I don't know if they're gonna do that or not. But I was hoping that she would come back and like kick some ass or something. But it doesn't sound like it's gonna happen. But back to my original question though about Black Friday.
Yeah.
Miggs, you said there's nothing that you care about trying to buy, right?
Yeah, like I'm impatient. Like,
yeah. When you want
I
something,
know, like, Black Friday is a month away, but I need that stuff now.
Yeah. Yeah. I never grew up going to Black Friday. Like, you have to have money to go to Black Friday, first of all. So, but Jasper and I, we were just at Walmart, and they had all their Black Friday stuff out already. And it was like, you can't purchase this until Black Friday. And then we were like, oh, that's a cute little toy for Cece, and for Nia, and like,
And
oh.
they slapped your hand. They were like, "Get away from there until Black Friday."
Yeah. They're like, you
still
can't
buy it
touch
for
that.
full
You
price.
can't touch that.
You know
No,
what they-
you can't.
You know why they do that?
You can't buy that.
Because they want on Black Friday they want to go over and like roll the price back like $1, and then the price has already been like increased.
Yeah.
So they made it seem like they're bringing the
That's
price
what Kohl's
down.
does.
Well, see, there are such thing as, like, they used to call it doorbusters,
Yeah,
and
the
those are the really
doorbusters.
big, and
Yeah.
then, but you have to be there like at midnight. And here, I'll get to that in a second. But then later on in the day, then you get the stuff for $1.
Have you worked retail before?
No. I just remember like showing up. I was like, "Where's all that stuff?"
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh no, you had to come in like at midnight." But
Yeah.
what I wanted to get to is the one thing I am happy about is that, like, Black Friday is no longer like Black Thursday.
Yeah. That's true.
And they've gotten better about spreading it out, and you going the next day and buying it. Because I remember for Thanksgiving, even though my Thanksgiving has gotten really small, but I remember like my family members showing up like at 4 p.m. and being like, and they're out by 6 because we got to go get ready for like the store, And it's
Yeah.
kind of like, dude,
I hate that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hate
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
'Cause,
That-
like,
they
bro,
definitely changed
aren't
that.
we supposed to be thankful for something? Like, why
Yeah.
why are we leaving by 6? Because we want to
Yeah.
get some freaking
TV.
DVD player or something at
Yeah.
Best Buy.
Yeah, instead we're going to Walmart practicing our Cobra Kai moves.
That's mine.
I would love back in the day going to like a Walmart on Black Friday, but like at 11 a.m. like once everybody's came through, and you just kind of walk there and like if it feels like all the employees just went through like some PTSD ass episode,
Yeah.
and like you kind of everything's just really quiet and like scary. It's like a
Yeah.
tornado just hit, and people are just like traumatized and stuff. But like
Just toys on the floor.
for real though, I don't think for me specific, I don't think there's anything that really interests me for Black Friday. Like what am I gonna get? Like is the clothes cheaper? Maybe is that
No,
maybe?
you know what they had that I was like, bathroom, like the bathroom mats. Whenever you get out of the shower, they had them for like $4, and they were nice. And I was
Okay.
like, and Cece just peed on ours, like,
Okay.
like literally yesterday. So I was like, look,
Damn,
you don't have-
threw CC under
throw
the bus
that
on this
one away.
podcast on it.
yeah, bro, stop
gonna
just
be listening to
peeing
this.
on things. I'm just
I
kidding.
do need new bathroom stuff. That
Yeah,
is
you
true.
see, like, and they had those random things like that, like really cheap, where you're kind of
Carpets
like,
and curtains, yeah.
yeah. So it was just kind of like, and so I looked at Jasper. I was like, if we come on Black Friday, we're not gonna buy like things like toys and like a TV and stuff. We're gonna end up buying all this house stuff just because we're like, oh yeah, we need that. Oh, you know.
Actually, I take it back. The only thing that we probably have interest in, that Meyer has interest in buying, is a Kindle. She wants to buy a Kindle and see
Yeah.
if there's a reduced price for it. And I don't even know, like, don't those like range sometimes from like $90 to like $400?
Yeah, it depends on like which which one it is.
Yeah.
They've got
I think
different
you won the
ones.
$400 one. No, I'm just
You
kidding.
see, Miggs always wants us to go for the most expensive things, and he doesn't realize that I'm a broke boy. Maybe not a broke boy, but like, damn, Miggs, we ain't making that.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
We ain't making that Arkansas
For Miss
Razorback
Myra.
money, Miggs. Come on now.
but-
Miggs has been out on the field at the Arkansas Razorback games, and I saw this last game, you were at the top, right? You were on the field this time.
Yeah, I was one of the game cams up in that little rafter section where it says Razorback things. That was fun.
And the Razorbacks won this time.
They did finally. Hey, what was crazy though? It's that I did a lot of games at Louisiana Tech, running camera, and then they come here and I get to, I don't know, it was like the two teams that I mainly worked for this season. Like, and I got to do that game. That was pretty cool. The week before that was pretty cool. I did the pylon thing, and that was straight for the mouse. Like, yeah, the mouse signed my paycheck. That was pretty nice.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And you got to see not my favorite character, but you got to see Hulk Hogan in
Oh
person.
yeah, dude. I told you. So the day before, he was at Twin Peaks, and my homie is like, "Hey, let's go to Twin Peaks," and I'm like, "All right, like, I guess I can go. Why?" It's like Hulk Hogan's gonna be there, and I had just got off work, and I'm like, "Dude, I think it's gonna be crowded." He's like, "It shouldn't be that crowded." I'm like, "It's a celebrity in Arkansas. Like, it's gonna be hella packed." Anyway, I get there, and yeah, it's hella packed. He's by the bar. There's like everybody trying to get around him, and I'm wearing my NWO shirt. But
That's a good way to get through.
yeah, but I'm at the other side of the bar, and I'm just waiting for the bartender to like look at me and so I can order something, and as I'm waiting there, I look over and I see Hulk Hogan like looking at me, and he looks at me, and he points at me, and then he does the for life sign, you know, and then yeah. And I'm like, what? And then I do the little like horn, like the NWO horns, and then he puts them up, and we do that. And I thought that was really cool, just because there's like 100 people trying to get his attention, and he's like, oh, they're like,
It's the NWO shirt, man.
Yeah, dude.
You know what you were doing. You know what you were doing when you put that shirt on.
yeah. I was like,
You could get his attention that way.
yeah,
Miggs.
I had to go home and switch my shirt. Yeah, dude, I couldn't find it. I was like, where the fuck is it?
I know it's somewhere here.
Man, but he was all over the place. He was at the Razorback game, Twin Peaks. He was at like Macadoodles, I think.
Yeah.
And he was like JJ's. He was at JJ's as well.
Yeah. And at the Razorback game, it was cool that I got to be on the field like with him. That was pretty damn cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Most memorable Razorback game? We won. Hulk Hogan was there.
That was two different games. But man, I love.
They lost that game. It was because of Hulk Hogan.
Never mind.
He brought bad energy to the game.
Yeah.
No, man. What's it called? Michael Day from Day Vision. Shout out, Michael. He was like, that's why the Arkansas Razorbacks lost. I was like, no, man. That's why they were almost good this time, man.
Almost good.
Mike, if
I
you're
like
listening, I co-sign what you said. It was Hulk Hogan's negative ass energy that brought us down. But we have Razorback game. Is it on Thanksgiving against Illinois?
I am not sure.
Is that the cup, the bowl, whatever it's called, wherever?
The Louisiana Bowl?
No.
I don't know much football.
I think the next game. Actually, I don't even know. I just know.
I saw a flyer this morning.
They have one more real game, and I think it's this weekend maybe. But like as far as home games go, like
That's it.
yeah. Last week was it, and that's why I was happy to be working there.
Yeah.
Because I was like, last game, hell yeah, let's get it.
I could have sworn that I saw.
They're bowl eligible.
Okay.
I saw that. I know that because they won that last game, but.
And this is coming from me, someone that doesn't know much about football, but it looks like November 30th is Missouri. It's the game against Missouri. So
yeah, this Saturday.
Yeah, which probably won't be here. I'll be in Missouri probably.
Yeah, we no more home games.
Okay. So I don't know where I saw that flyer from, but if anybody can confirm that, I saw something about like Illinois. So I wonder if that's the bowl game or how that works. Sorry, y'all, I don't know nothing about football. I'm just kind of
cool,
fake news.
I support the Razorbacks from afar.
Yeah. I kind of follow it. Just kind of to my work schedule.
Yeah.
Since they're,
That makes sense. And right now, we're all drinking. Well, it's not like we would be drinking alcoholic drinks here in the studio, but Miggs, you are recently going on what would you call it? I don't want to call it it's not sober journey. It's a what do they call it when you don't drink?
Dry November, December. I don't know, but I am going like sober. Like last time I did it, and I just stopped drinking alcohol. But this time I'm like stopping everything.
Can you tell us about that? What made you make that decision?
So we did it last year, around this season, and I remember like after. Like the feeling afterwards being like, oh man, like I feel great. Like I should do this every year. So just remembering that feeling, like I didn't want to, but I was like, man, I remember being like real pumped about doing it again. So I did it. And then also, like, I just, like, I need to ground myself. You know, like I'm just going out, drinking, having all kinds of fun with all kinds of people, eating what I want. Yeah, living like a great life. Like,
sounds
no,
wonderful, Miggs.
Like, stop it. You're gonna die.
Okay.
I feel that.
Are you going through an existential
After
crisis
parties.
then?
That's the one thing I'm gonna miss.
The after
just
parties?
meeting random people.
Can you do that sober though?
I mean, I could, but it's also weird. I mean, this year I haven't really felt like an urge or anything to drink. But I remember last year, like when I was at a bar and see everybody drinking, and I remember thinking like the only difference is me, because I'm still the same happy, hyperactive like person, you know. But I just felt weird. But I remember like getting like non-alcoholic beer and being like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't felt the urge this year, and I can still go out, but I just haven't had many opportunities to. I guess I just find more opportunities when you are drinking, you know?
The grounding thing is important though, because I constantly think about like when I am drinking a little bit more, and by a little bit more I mean like 3 or 4 drinks a week is a little bit more for me. I'm like, I look forward to moments without alcohol. Like I think about, for example, I'm like, where can I find joy that does not include alcohol, and just kind of like indulge that and just drown in that. Like, for example, I think about like going to walk with Mayra and Duke. Like that brings me so much happiness that like alcohol, I don't need alcohol there. Like I can literally just be experiencing that, look forward to that. And you gotta kind of have to think about those little moments. What are things for you that you can just kind of indulge in that don't require alcohol, you know? And sometimes when you're deep into the alcohol, you forget about that. You forget about those little things that you can do, because there's people out there that don't drink at all, and they're having a lot of fun.
And I feel like that's definitely like a generational change. Like I've met people that are like in their 20s and stuff, right? Like legal age of drinking, and they don't drink. Like I've met so many people who don't drink, and they're outside. Like they go out and they do things, and it's just like they just don't drink.
What kind of things? No, I'm just kidding.
If you go to the club and stuff, like I've definitely met like lots of people who don't drink, and like being pregnant this last year and then being pregnant now again. I'm pregnant again. Yeah, breaking news.
Have you seen those videos?
No drinking.
Where like they say Mexicans, but I want to say all Hispanics. But like when Mexicans play basketball, and it's like they're out there, they're like drinking before they even start like playing.
Yeah.
All right, let's go play. Let's take these shots. Let's go. Bye.
But going back to what you said, Elena, congratulations on being pregnant again.
Yes. Thank you.
Hopefully within this journey we can figure out the name. I know you're probably gonna hold on to the name till like.
No, I don't even know what I'm having.
Okay, that's.
Until
I guess
the
it is
baby's
really
here.
early on, huh?
No.
You're
until
not.
The baby's here.
Or you're doing one of those things where it's like, no one can tell you.
No one knows.
The doctor, maybe.
The doctor calls the baby.
Ah. Hopefully he doesn't like let it slip.
She.
Sorry, damn. That
It's
was
okay.
that was machista for me to assume it was a
That
guy.
was.
So hopefully she doesn't let the name slip by. But congratulations once again.
I think it's a normal thing. Like I've met other people who don't know until the baby's here.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, we're excited for this journey for you, and I mean you don't really drink, so it's not really one of those things where it's like you. Stopping drinking for 9 months I mean, I think you do. In the past, you were like, "Damn, I do want to have a drink here and there, right?" But I don't think it's like such a big thing in your life. If you can excuse me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I would say like alcohol has been ingrained in my life from a very young age. Heavy drinking and like drinking a lot and going out to drink. Like I guess it's because like a lot more of my friends were like, we'd hang out more together to drink than like go out to drink sometimes, right?
So did you drink more when you were younger?
I did.
Okay, that's
drink
probably
a lot.
why then.
Yeah.
Because I didn't.
Yeah, I did. I drank a lot when I was younger.
I mean, I remember when we went out and ate, like, you mentioned it when we went to Ronaldo's, what was that name?
Yeah.
But when you were like, oh, Elena, like, I mean, you don't really drink, and you're like, well, you know, like breastfeeding or whatever.
No, I was pregnant then.
Yeah.
That's whenever I broke it to you
That's when
guys.
she told when she told
But
us.
yeah,
See,
but then breastfeeding too, like it
Because
just,
you're like, you didn't even start drinking after you stopped being pregnant. But
yeah.
I think I've only met you like during this whole
Yes,
pregnancy era.
it's true.
So I didn't get to see you really
Drink.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know you drank, to be honest.
Pre-baby.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Jasper, he doesn't drink. He'll have like a glass of wine. So typically I'll drink.
Oh, okay.
And then he'll be DD and stuff. Whenever I go out to the amp and stuff, I do, you know, I like to pregame with my friends and like then go out and stuff. But it's also just like a weird thing. Like you don't want to be hungover as when you have a baby. I did it once. I was like, why did I do this to myself?
Dang. You see, that's the thing for me. I don't even get hungover.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, it's dangerous for me, you know? Like
Right.
what happened to me, well, first of all, I never really get drunk. It's just, I do drink sometimes more than I should.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day, like my leg hurts and that's about it. Like I don't have any headaches. The other day though, okay, like, let me go back to this. I lied for this one. On Halloween, I made like 2 drinks and I put vodka in them, and I don't know how much vodka I put in them, but the next day, like I felt good on Halloween, right? Like I was vibing and everything. The next day, like when I would turn my head, everything would go in slow motion. And I was like, am I okay? And then I realized, I was like, oh, I probably put a lot of vodka in those drinks because I normally don't drink vodka. But I was really scared. I was like, what's going on? Literally, I would turn my head and everything would be in slow motion. It felt like, what do they call that? Whenever you, like when you move and like your brain.
It's not vertigo?
Vertigo.
Is it vertigo?
I
Okay.
had vertigo the whole day and I was scary. And I'm like,
See, I used to drink so much I'd be drunk the next morning.
damn. Okay. So you,
And I just keep drinking.
I wouldn't say
Yeah, I
you.
remember like, drink a beer.
Yeah.
So you probably
When you
didn't
had
get it out of
roommates.
your system, but you probably did. You probably like took yourself to the limit several times to the point where you're just like, yeah, I'll drink here and there, but it's not really a priority thing for me.
Yeah, you know, definitely. Man, I can't even remember what it's like to even just have a little buzz
Damn.
at this point.
Damn.
But you know, they do say like drinking beer is good for breast milk. Like it helps produce more supposedly because
wow.
the yeast in it. So might try that this time around. I think I'm gonna like. I learned a lot from like Cece. Like I feel like I really was like gave myself to Cece, if that makes sense. You know. But now I'm like, okay, I got to figure out a way to have fun still. And I still went out and stuff. I really love to go to bars around here. I love to go to bars around here and like try like drinks.
Where do you normally hang out? Like,
You know, I used to go to Doomsday Coffee. They used to do, I don't know if they still
Ooh.
do it.
They have
but
the breakfast burritos
yes,
over there.
but in the nighttime, they started opening up as like a bar. And the bartender there, he's actually from like New York or something. And he has like awards and he would make
wow.
me like, and I like to make drinks at home too. Like I love doing that. I've gotten like non-alcoholic gins and stuff like that to like
Okay.
mix drinks. But yeah, so yeah, I like Doomsday and I also like the Volt.
Oh yeah.
The Volt's really nice. It's just really small,
Where's
but
that at?
like it's close to Pinpoint.
Yeah, it was like right next. Well,
Okay.
not right next to it, maybe like a building over, but in the back area, like the parking lot side.
Have y'all ever gone to that Pink Alchemy place?
No, I haven't. I know what you're talking about.
I think that's a non-alcoholic bar, like fully.
Is that pink building?
No, it's right next to it.
Oh, okay.
It's you're talking
Oh,
about
never
like
mind.
Presley Page. It's like
I
a
don't know. It's a pink sparkly.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's Presley
yeah,
Page.
that's Presley Page.
So right
Then
next
there's
to
the
it.
Oh, okay.
That's
I thought there was one right over here on the square too.
okay. Because I walked
but
in
I'm not
there.
sure.
I was gonna watch a Real Madrid game during like between my meetings, and I was like, let me just go into this bar and get a drink, and then I go in there and I check the menu, and there's like no alcoholic beverages, so I ordered like a non-alcoholic, and they incorporate their own syrup
Yes.
into the drinks, and it was really good. It was not alcoholic drink, but I was like, this is a really
Yeah,
good
they
drink.
do a lot of the syrups for the coffee shops out here and stuff too. A lot of them use their
I also wanted to put you on blast about your
Damn.
your hangover, Irving.
Yeah, which one?
Oh, yeah, your vertigo.
Oh, so now you pronounce my name right just because you're gonna call me out.
Nice.
Not like,
Dude,
not like you were mispronouncing Kamala in the other episode where you were like Camilla.
Sorry.
Over and over again.
My friend has a baby and her name is Camilla. So
He was like, did you hear that? He was like, Camilla. Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to call you out before you call me out. There, go ahead.
man, but you see how horrible a job they did? I didn't even know her right name, you know?
Damn.
Do you know Harris?
I knew who Obama was.
You know her last name?
Yeah.
Can you get that one right? Sorry, Mix. Go ahead. My bad.
I was going to say,
You're going to call me out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You say you don't get a hangover, but you drink like maximum, like 3 drinks, like in the city.
I mean, I think the most I've done, which was probably like about 4 months ago, it was like 6 ciders. Me and my friend just stood outside, stood out the Odd Soul and like drank for like 3 hours.
See, I used to get 40s.
Yeah, I've never gone to that. I've never blacked out.
Yeah, but see, yeah, because
Get the hypnotic.
like when we used to go at it, like I come down like a lot, and that's probably why it's so easy for me to quit drinking now, because like I even like stop now like on a normal night, you know. But back in the day, like I mean, we used to go for it, you know.
Yeah.
Like I mean, me and the homies would kill like multiple 12 packs, you know, and then there was shots involved, and then there was all kinds of stuff, you know. And at good night, we might still fucking do it, you know. And then
I think the good thing is that I'm scared, so I never reach those heights.
What are you scared of?
I don't want to die. I don't want to like.
You
First of
gotta
all,
let yourself go.
First of all, I don't want to
Have
like.
you thrown up ever?
Yeah, it was the first time
alcohol?
I ever drank hypnotic. That's what that's what did it. Because they put a whole cup. I was talking to Maida about this yesterday because she was not happy that day with me, and because we had just gotten married and it was not the best. But it was the first time I ever threw up because of alcohol.
Yeah.
Because they gave me a thing full of hypnotic. It's like a blue drink, right?
Yeah.
And it's just smooth. Like if you're just drinking it, like if it's punch.
Man.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't like hypnotic. Dude, hypnotic is like an instant hangover. Like I
Yes,
start
it
drinking
is.
it and I start feeling a fucking
The headache.
Yeah.
And that's how I am. Like with cheap liquor too. Like Jose
Yeah.
Cuervo. Do not bring that around.
Oh, that gives me headache.
That's
why
disgusting.
That's why
It's-
quality is good. Man.
Yes, like
Jose
I like,
Cuervo
you
gives me
know,
headaches.
what I had was La Gritona, or like the tequila, and it's like woman owned and made in Mexico.
It's probably that one. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so
It is.
smooth.
I'll have to
It's
check
my
it out.
favorite. I like trying different liquors and like all of that. Like I've grown from like drinking 40s to now, like, okay.
That's wild, man. Like I don't feel like I missed something because obviously like I feel healthy and I'm glad that I didn't do any damage to myself.
No,
but I
you're
didn't
good.
really start touching alcohol until I was like 25 years old.
No, like even now, like
Yeah.
reflecting on it, I'm just like, I'm glad that I don't feel that need. And sometimes it's hard because a lot of my friends are still like, oh, like, you know, come on. Like, oh, we can't wait. But it's like, I can't
Do you know where it
party
does
like
come
that
out?
anymore.
Float trips like river.
But that's because the sun's beaming on you and the sun gets you drunk too.
Dude, I don't even think it's that. I mean, like, all of a sudden, like, everybody's drinking and having a good time, and then you got, like, way more alcohol than you should have. And it's all gone. And then you're feeling great until, like, that floats drops. And then you get on shore and you're like, holy shit, bro, I'm fucking blitzed.
Everybody, they're like, wait.
Damn. You know, one thing I realized though, a lot of people that quit drinking alcohol, kind of like what Elena just saying, they went super hard when they were young. Like I talked to this one friend, I won't say like what his profession is because I don't want to call him out. He's a person of influence in the community, but he was like, yeah, I don't drink it anymore, and I was like, why? He's like, one time when I was like 19, like I got super plastered at this bar, and like I was on the floor of this bar, and I passed out, and they found me like the next day, and he's like, and I never drank again.
19,
and I'm like,
you got to get up and dust yourself off and try again.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like,
That happened to
bruh.
me like 5 times before. I was like, yeah, it's time to stop.
My sister will tell me, she'll be like, yeah, like I've blacked out several times. I'm like, how do you black out? Like to what extent do you go with alcohol consumption?
Sometimes it just hits. You don't.
God.
It's not like you have control of it. That's the scary part.
Yeah, and it's not like I feel like drinking is like in the forefront of your brain. Like for me,
Yeah,
like
that's
if I'm
true.
having a great time, you know, I'm not thinking about is this my 3rd or 4th beer? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's true.
the other day I went to it was like maybe like 4 p.m. and I was like, I'm gonna go work my last hour at the Odd Soul. I think I texted you all about this, and I was like, I'm only gonna drink 2 ciders when I'm here because I always get cider because I don't drink beer. And I got 2 ciders, and honestly, I was very happy with the buzz there. And I'm like, I don't even have to go higher than this.
Yeah.
And then I'm about to leave, and this one guy's like, hey, I'll buy you a shot. And I was like, it would be disrespectful of me to say no. So I took the shot of Jack Daniels with this guy named Omar, and then I dipped. And then I dipped, huh?
I was like, shot to Jack. Ugh.
See, whenever I was in New York last time, one place that we stayed at, because like we were there for like 2 weeks. One place that we stayed at in Brooklyn was like right above a bar, and it was like a nice like. It wasn't like a fancy bar. It was just like a nice like home bar. Like all the locals were there. It had this cool like.
Divey?
Yes, like a dive bar, and I had just gotten over a breakup, and I like told the bartender, I was like, listen. I'm right above here. Get me messed up. I was like, get me messed up. I got so messed up. I left my phone there. My wallet is on my phone because I have the... And I don't even... my little brother was like, Elena, where are you? And I was like...
I'm down here.
Yeah, I'm down here. He's like...
Shoot.
Yeah, so...
What do y'all... Like, when you drink... Like, let's say, for example, if you ever go to a bar by yourself, in that case, right?
But then people got me shots because everybody felt sad for me.
Damn. But, like, when
I
you...
wish I was a girl, man. No, well, no, I don't. But, I mean, for the shots.
When you've gone to, like, a bar by yourself and you start drinking, what do you do? Like, do you, like... I sometimes will pull out my phone and go on TikTok and just, like, laugh at shit on there and while I'm drinking... When you don't want to have a conversation with someone, because
I'm typically working. If I'm in a bar by myself, the times that I have done this, I'm typically working, and I don't drink too much until I do, and then I'm like, Jasper, come pick me up.
That day that I was at the Odd Soul, I was working on the DACA clinic stuff, so I was like literally there, like looking up data and stuff like that while drinking my cider and stuff, and I just found it so interesting because when you go into a bar, there's like a bunch of different kinds of people, right? There's people that don't have friends. That are there to just drink and maybe meet people. There's like older folks that come in and they're just talking about like their health. Like I sat down next to someone at the bar yesterday where this lady was like, I'm not doing good in my health. And she was talking to someone about like how bad they were doing. And I was kind of like listening, eavesdropping on the conversation. Yeah. And then on this side, I was listening to this one girl complain about like her ex-boyfriend to this other guy. And I'm like, man, this really is like it's kind of like a sanctuary. It's kind of like a place where people just come and like I can't explain the experience of a bar to someone that doesn't drink. Yeah. Like I'll try to explain it to Maida, and Maida would be like, what's the point of just going into a bar? But for me, it's kind of like, I don't know, if it kind of feels like, especially if you go to the right bar, it feels like a safe space. It feels like a place where you can just kind of, just window down and maybe take a drink.
Basically, like, I find that dangerous. I think that like people could find that with other people, like if you know that someone is always down to drink and then you go over to them and you bring the alcohol, you create your own little bar.
I created like some of the best relationships like, that way.
Yeah, you do. But then sometimes some people have like real problems that they're not addressing and they'd rather drink than address those problems.
That's true. Nowadays, like I have a good amount of friends that drink, right? And that's probably why I started drinking a little bit more when I was older because of my friends inviting me to stuff. Yeah. But a lot of the times the friends that I drink, when I invite them to hang out, I'll throw in like 2 options that are not alcoholic. I'll be like, hey, let's go to this place and this place. But there's this other place. So if you do feel like going to a bar, we can go there. Yeah. So I'll try to do that. But I have friends that don't. They'll just always be like, let's go to this place that has this drink. Yeah. And you just got to be careful. So I'm glad you're taking that break, from.
Oh, I wanted to say also around this time, my mom is really... My mom is really, like I said, real conservative. She doesn't even like drinking. She doesn't like me drinking, and I think I mentioned in your podcast, like I'm over here, and then my family wants to take a shot, and then I have my 21-year-old cousins and stuff, and they're all taking shots, and my mom's like, Mijo, what are you doing? I'm like, Mom, I'm taking the shots with my cousins, but they're okay to take shots, but not me, Like I can't even take one. Like I drink 1 beer, and she's already like, start talking. If I drink that second beer, she's like... So around the holidays, it's just better for me not to like be drinking and just have her happy, which makes me happy.
Hey, that's really respectable. Yeah, that's like really nice. Yeah, my grandma was like that, and my dad would still bring his little cooler with beer.
Yeah. So
I think I'll try to do dry January. I did it last year, and it was great. I enjoyed it, and you save a lot of money too. Because there's some bars like the Odd Soul, like it's it's cheap. You can buy a lot of alcohol for a cheap price. But then there's other places where you buy like a drink or two,
a drink.
like 20. I'm not gonna name any place because I don't want to put them on blast. But like you save a lot of money when you don't drink.
Sometimes like you take that drink, you're like, oh my god, that's really good. I want another one, but it cost me $15.
You see, no, I'm bad. I like to drink. Like I like to try different drinks whenever I go out, especially because like I'm not going out all the time. So I'm just like, might as well drink it all. So
there's some good places now that are doing mocktails. So
yes, but the mocktails are just as expensive.
Yeah, that's true. I think for example, the place we're about to have this fundraiser, which cheap plug, we're doing a fundraiser this Saturday at Compila's Coffee House in Springdale. They have mocktails. And they're not expensive.
What are you doing a fundraiser for?
We have a DACA scholarship where we're helping people pay for their DACA renewals, and all the
how much
proceeds.
money have you raised over the past? What is it?
5 years?
Okay.
It's been around $43,000. I know you texted me this morning. You were like, bro.
Yeah,
why you calling me, bro? You're like, bro, you raised. I was like, yeah. I mean,
you said that on the people, but I was like, what?
I was wondering. I was like, I woke up and I saw that text. I was like, what were you watching? What were you listening to?
Sorry, I can't tell how early it is sometimes.
Morning. You were already hyped up.
I didn't even have coffee.
Oh, really?
Yet. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we have the DACA scholarship that we do every year, and we met our goal already this year. We were trying to raise 10,000, and we're already at 10,700. And we still have several donations that are coming in. So if you have time, stop by Compila's Coffee House in Springdale from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Music by, we'll have one local DJ who's not really well known, but his name is Ruben, who's going to be starting it. But DJ Susie Q is closing out the show from 8:30 to 10 p.m. So it's going to be a good day of music, good night of music. There's a delicious food. Good drinks, alcoholic, non-alcoholic. Make sure you stop by. But I'm glad you're doing that, Miggs. On January, I'm going to try to do it myself as well. And I try to do it about 2 times a year where I go a full month without drinking alcohol. And I lose a good amount of weight whenever I do that. So I'm pumped about that. But moving on from alcohol, because we talked about it for like 20 minutes. And Elena, you were on a panel at RCAST, the RCAST Podcast Festival. Can you talk a little bit about your experience as a panelist? And you were also a panelist for the Hispanic Women's Organization as well, about a month.
Did we talk about that?
I don't know if we ever did. Maybe you want to talk about it now.
I think, you mentioned that you were on a panel.
We didn't go in depth, so.
I'll start off with RCAST first because it was a pretty cool experience to talk to and meet other podcasters from across the state, and like really big podcasters too around this area, out here, and like picking brains and like figuring out what we can do better and like what they don't do good, but I was on a panel where we just had some questions thrown at us about like how do we make money, or like if we make money, how we handle video and podcast and all of those things. And it was just it was really what I found most interesting was a lot of the people. I think there's 4 different podcasters on there. There was 5 of us, but one was a group. They 3 of us, I think 3 of us, we don't necessarily like make money off of our podcast, and we do it more because we like to, but some people kind of drive their podcast listeners to their business. So I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty interesting. So, things like that. But yeah, I think if you're
Real
ever
Good
interested,
Productions.
yeah, yeah, that's a Miggs right there. But Real Good Productions right over there. And then if you want to look at some of his work, look at our YouTube.
I see that you were on there with one of our past guests, Joe Klein.
Yeah. I got to meet Joe. And
you haven't met him before, huh?
No, he was.
I was gonna say, our YouTube
there.
is like unfair because we're using cell phones to do our video stuff, not like my cameras.
That's true. Joe's
sorry.
quality
Yeah,
though.
that's true,
I gotta
that's
hype
true.
up Joe. Joe's quality of his videos is like tremendous.
Yeah,
it's
and
beautiful.
he talked about like equipment and stuff like that, and he had so many different resources, like different starting points and like what you can do. And he does that for a living. Like,
he got hired by the city of Fort Smith now to do their
he's done some
content.
really big stuff in Texas, you know. His work is really good. Like, if you look at his stuff, like, you know, you could tell he cares. He's a perfectionist, just like Miggs, like, you know. But then there's other people there who, you know, video isn't always a big thing, but it's just like, you know,
some
finding
people
your
don't want to
niche.
be on video.
Yeah, exactly.
I talked to some people that when I brought a video, they were like, some of them told me they were self-conscious about how they looked, but then others, they were like, I don't want to even mess with that. And I'm like, missed opportunity. Like, it's like, I would love for us to be full video, but I don't think we're at that point yet. There's just too much that we have to figure out still, right? And what do you have to say, Miggs?
Like, about us viewing full video, like, I thought about it before, and in order for it to be to run properly, like, we would have to have our own studios, like, kind of like what's his face does when you just walk. What's his name? Bo. We just have a studio. You walk in, you turn the cameras on, because I set up one camera here, and that takes one cell phone, and then that takes me forever with the light. You know, well, it takes me about 20 minutes, but I mean, you guys aren't used to it. Like, that's actually like really speedy, because if you go to a big set and we're doing one camera, I mean, we could take up to 3 hours setting that shot up.
Yeah, if we had like a location and stuff.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so in order for us to, like, a regular podcast to be video, we would have to have it would have to be a studio. We just walk in and then record. Our settings are already there. Our lighting is there, so we don't have to mess with the settings each time we come in there, because of a different time of the day or a different.
I think
location.
it also depends. Like, I like to watch a lot of video podcasts on YouTube, and a lot of the way that the format is people who are in a comfortable, like, you know, they're sometimes on a couch, they've got their blankie with them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like the video is high quality. You know, what they said matters is that your audio, because if your audio is shit, people aren't going to want to listen.
Yeah, they'll listen to, they'll look at something that looks kind of crappy, but they won't. Yeah. They won't keep listening
if it sounds bad.
I mean, the biggest podcast in the world has some of the worst video, in my opinion.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
See, I mean,
it's not like 4K.
Yeah,
you know?
It's not the best or whatever, but they're just walking in the studio, they turn their cameras on. Yeah. In fact, now they're so used to turning their cameras on, they're not even worried if they're on frame anymore.
Just like there.
But just because of time and everything, wanted to make sure that we get into
Thanksgiving.
What are we thankful for? Even though, you know, some of us might not celebrate Thanksgiving for like what the holiday is. We enjoy time off and being with our families and enjoying a good time. So, and I always like to think about what I'm thankful, just on a regular basis. But I feel like because of the time of the year, it's a good time for us to talk about it. So we'll start off with you, Elena. What are you thankful for this year?
Dang it, I was hoping I'd go last.
You ready, Mix?
No, I could go first.
I'll go next. Mix will go last.
You know, this has been a hard year. I went through some losses this year, and throughout like all of that, you kind of look at the people who are around you and the people who showed up during like some of those dark moments, you know? And I think it's like, I'm very thankful that I do have, you know, friends and family, and like it was like grieving is such like a long process, you know, that you don't get far into it until you reach a certain point, and then you could kind of reflect on everything and really take like time to just be thankful that things went the way that they did, if that makes sense. And then that you had the people who were there, and like people that you never even thought would show up, but like, you know, found out about things, like were there. And it's just like, hey, you know, that's really beautiful. And even though like you're mentally not in a space to be like, oh, happy about it, they know that and they can realize that, and they do stuff for you. So I'm incredibly thankful for my friends, Chantel and Betty and Eleanor. Like they really kind of showed up there, and Jasper too. Jasper is like my best friend, my love of my life. You know, like he's always there for me, and you know, whenever bad things happen, you never know how your person's gonna react. But it's good to have that good support system. And I'm thankful for my siblings. You know, I've got a big family. I've got my older brother, Alex, who's always tuning in and listens. Thank you.
Shout out, Alex.
Yes, he's always there. He got to meet Miggs at the Tequila Fest.
Damn.
So
that was before your sober journey.
And
yeah. And they did have that all girl tequila company.
Yeah,
there.
I think just like all the moments that I've gotten to spend with my little family that I have and my big family that I have. My sister-in-law Joy, she's incredibly amazing. She also tunes in and like is like, oh, I really like this episode. I like how you guys did this. And she also has a podcast herself.
What's her name again?
Resilient Black Women. Is that what it's
called?
called?
Joy.
Joy.
Okay,
Yeah,
Joy.
yeah.
Shout out Joy. We love Joy.
Yeah. And then my the Mimi and grandma. So I'm very thankful for the babysitter sister Cece has, because without them I'd probably go crazy. So it's a very long thankful list, but yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for mentioning that. I feel like I gotta mention my whole family now.
I know. I'm like
if I don't do it,
if I
don't do it now, they're gonna be like, Elena mentioned like Mimi, and you couldn't mention me.
You couldn't even. Mimi's grandma for.
But I'm grateful just for my family. That includes, my wife, my immediate family, my wife's family, my friends.
By name. I'm just kidding.
We're time limited here, Elena. I'm just kidding. I'm grateful for y'all. This podcasting experience always is something that I look forward. Like whenever we have a podcast scheduled, of coming in here and having a good time, whether being with a guest or without a guest, it's something I look forward to. So appreciate y'all, and I just appreciate my community. I feel like right now a lot of people are coming together to support the immigrant community and just to support people in general. So I'm grateful to be healthy. I feel good. I feel like I'm still young, even though I'm 32 years old. I feel like I have the world ahead of me, and I feel like as long as I have my family around me, then I don't think anything can really hurt me or stop my my drive for life. So I'm just grateful for everything, everybody that's involved in my life, and I just want other people to be happy, and I want people to feel good about themselves. So hopefully if you're listening to this, you're in a good space in your life and there's people that support you and that love you. And if there's not, just know that we love you and we support you. Yeah. What about you, Miggs?
I'm thankful for a lot of things, man. First of all, for our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, putting me in like a good position, man.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm thankful for my mom and my dad still being around and still being healthy. My mom has a lot of health issues and stuff, and beyond all that, like she looks great right now, and usually like before there was like a few years with just like a year after year something would happen, she'd go to the hospital and this. So just these last couple of years, just her being healthy, and I'm telling you, like a lot of people like frown on people being on TikTok all day, but I swear that thing has like made her so happy. So, so I'm glad.
Shout out TikTok.
Yeah, so I'm glad for that. I still don't have it on my phone, but and then my dad's still being around. I think he should retire, but we'll see. He's one of those old school dudes. And then besides that, my work, man, I feel like having your own small business and being a freelancer and kind of running everything like yourself for a long time, like just getting to a position where you can eat, and then I do have slow seasons, and then just watching throughout the years that slow season just gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and then now I see some opportunities coming, and you're kind of like, oh shit, it's panning out. So I'm thankful for that. And friends, man, whether it be like homies that I've known for a while, like my homie Ulysses and shit, just kicking it, being supportive, and then even new friends that I met now, going out to the bars and doing stuff, but just knowing that you have like a community there. And that's one of the things, like I go to certain bars, I'm not going to say which ones, but you sit there and then before you know it, it's like, it's a whole fucking, like 10 people, you're saying what's up to everyone, and so just, and I know that some of they're down to roll hard. So, yeah, just that. And I think that's it.
Okay.
Or at least I can't think of anything else right now. I will on my way home, though. So I'm sorry if I didn't mention it.
It's okay. You got tomorrow to actually tell the people.
I realized I didn't mention Jesus Christ. So Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, I did not mention.
Yeah.
And even though he's part of my family, I should say Duke specifically.
I thought you were talking about Jesus.
No,
Like, wait,
Duke brings a lot of happiness to me. He's part of my family, so that's why I didn't like mention him by himself. But yeah, for everybody that's listening, we hope that you have a good day, whether you celebrate Thanksgiving or whether you don't. Enjoy the day off if you have the day off, and just be surrounded by people that care for you and that you love. And I think that's the most important thing. But for everybody listening,
don't forget to practice your backhand for the Black Friday too.
Hey. A little violent, but don't forget. Actually, you know what people shouldn't forget? They shouldn't forget to subscribe and follow the podcast.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
this guy sound like a host over here.
Look, click the follow button on Spotify. Click the follow button on Apple Podcasts. Click subscribe on YouTube. Give us a 5-star rating on all these different platforms. And yeah, and also,
it's up to you, baby.
Please, we're trying to grow here. So thank you all for being supportive. But that was the end of episode 278 of the District 3 podcast. My name is Irvin.
I'm Elena.
And this is Miggs.
I
said it wrong.
Yes.
I said Irvin instead of Irvin. But anyways,
okay.
We're thankful and signing off.
We screwed all that.
I said Irvin.